Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and today we're going to be changing the fuel pump in this S197 Mustang. And they made it real easy on this body style because the fuel pump is under the rear seat. So we're going to just start off by pulling the little rings, one on each side underneath the center here, and we'll be able to pull the bottom portion of the seat out. So it's actually a tab here just like that you're pushing in on both sides, and that releases it. So you just pull the seat belt attachment through there and then just remove the seat. Okay, so over here on the driver's side you'll find the access panel right here. So you can take a screwdriver or a pry bar and just pry it up. Okay, so for this electrical connection you're going to pull this piece out here. It'll release, and then you can just slide it off. Okay, and then you can slide this off. Now at this point we're going to go ahead and turn the car on and start it. And without the fuel pump connected, it will relieve the fuel pressure as it uses up whatever fuel pressure is already in the line. Okay, next you'll pull this outwards. Now you can pull straight up on that, and you might get a little bit of fuel there, but if you want to have a rag in here just in case so you don't get sprayed in the face, that's a good idea too. Alright, so for this next part we have a special tool that Tyler has made here, and we'll put a link in the description if you want to buy one of these. He makes these himself. And so this tool allows you to take the ring off with ease, and you'll see why here as we show you how it works. But what you have to do is set it down in here, and it's going to lock into place in the 4 different holes that you see here on the tool. There we go. So with that locked in place, now you can turn that handle. And you can see how difficult that would be without this tool, because you have to do that all at the same time. And if you're doing channel locks or pliers or whatever to try to do this, and trust me, I've fought with these before on a Suburban and some other things, it's difficult to get that ring to put pressure downward and turn it all at the same time. So that tool makes this really easy. And so with that out of the way, there's that ring now. We can lift the whole fuel pump assembly out of here. You just want to be real careful with all these hoses and the float as it comes out. Okay, so we're going to push down on this green ring. There we go, so we'll slide that off. You'll have your float coming out as well that we just want to be careful with. Which is the fuel sending unit. So it does take a little twisting and maneuvering to get this out. There we are. So there's our fuel pump assembly. So here's our new assembly compared to the old one. If you do want to get into it, that gray plug there you can undo and replace just the pump if you want to disassemble all this. But the reality is you want a new sending unit anyway, most likely, and a new pump, so it's better and easier just to buy the whole assembly and drop it in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and drop this new one in. Unfortunately, this cuts in just a little bit. It would have been nice for Ford to make that a little bigger. We're gonna go ahead and snake our new system down in here. So you just gotta put that float in. Okay, so we're gonna reconnect our fuel line here on the side. There we go, nice click. So you'll get to this point and you'll notice it's still slightly higher, and it's okay because it has that spring system in it that allows it to push down, and you have an arrow pointing to the side just like the old one. So we'll go ahead and put our ring back over it, and that'll help lock it down into place. So you're just lining up all of these metal tabs to slide underneath the top ring part. And this is where our tool is going to come in handy again. Okay, so we just locked it into its spot there. And so now we'll just remove the special tool here. That made that a breeze to be able to push downward and spin at the same time. So now it's just as easy as reconnecting these two. So we're going to go ahead and put our connector down here, clip that in the spot, and then put its connection back on here. Okay, and just put your clip back in here. And then over here we have our electrical connection. There we go. It has its little orange tab piece here that we can slide back in. There we go. Okay, so now we're just going to put our cover back on here. And we're going to fire up, see if it all works. Start it right up. We are pretty low on fuel as well because we didn't want to have a lot of fuel as we're going into this. Okay, so as we put the seat back in, we're putting it underneath, and a good tip that Tyler pointed out is he likes to click the seat belt into here, and that helps line it all up, and then when you push it back in, you don't lose those, and it pulls them all the way through. Now, something very important with this, if you're at a low fuel level, in order to change this out without having a lot of fuel everywhere, you want to make sure that you go get fuel immediately, because driving around on an empty tank can also burn the pump up, since the fuel pump is cooled by the fuel that's in the tank.